Ladies and gentlemen, once more, this is Offdog TV sending you direct video from Nairobi. And like I've told you before, this analysis is basically about port operations, about shipping, about warehousing, it's about transport systems, it's about the end-to-end supply chain management from the point of origin to the point of consumer and vice versa. And therefore, we've been dwelling mostly on the issue of the port. But of most concern, most of interest of most of our members is about the state and the future of the ports of Mombasa, the port of Lamu, and looking again into the recent development, the expansion of the ports, especially the construction of berth number 21 and berth number 22. This video, like I said in the previous video on the issue of privatization, it appears again that privatization has reared its ugly head once more. It has reared its ugly head once again. And this time, we are not going to discuss about the port of Lamu. This time, we are not going to discuss about the berth 11 to 14, for which DP World is interested in. But we are also going to look at plans and arrangement that are being done to privatize berths number 20, 21, and 22. In the whole of this arrangement, the government comes as the main player because all these are government assets. These are public assets. But in this process, there's something that is very critical and very interesting that has been taking place. And this brings me my attention that a new player has been brought in the process of privatizing most of these container berths, berth 20, 21, and 22. Quite a number of shipping lines have shown interest. Other ports, the Djibouti had shown interest. Transnet had shown interest. But now we are seeing a new move being made with the entry of the Kenya National Shipping Line. Remember, Kenya National Shipping Line is a public entity, which is owned 53% by Kenya Ports Authority. That means it's a public asset. But somewhere among the shareholding comes another player very few people know about. This player is a shipping line and is now holding some percentage share of the Kenya National Shipping Line, making it now sit within the board, make corporate decisions at the board of the Kenya National Shipping Line, and also use that position in the Kenya National Shipping Line to be a player in the process of privatization of the ports of Mombasa. Now, this shipping line has got the capacity, because it's an international shipping line, and it's got the capacity to run any private operator in any port in the world. And indeed, they do have some ports that they are operating in the world. So this gives undue advantage, unfair advantage over the other players who are interested in privatization of the port of Mombasa. But the government must come above board. Public information must be put above board so that public participation can be done with the insight and the knowledge and information so that the rightful decision can be made, especially when strategic public facility is being sold out, and especially possibility of being sold out to foreigners. Now, come the entry of the Kenya National Shipping Line, you do realize that once they bid for running berth 21, berth 22, then you can be sure it is this shipping line who owns part of the national shipping line will be the one running these terminals. Where does it put the rest of the competitors, the rest of the bidders? Yeah. So if you are to dwell on the proper public procurement and disposal act, then this shipping line should also be a bidder like the rest, instead of giving it undue advantage. The question also arises, how did it come to buy shares really in a public entity without having gone through the Public Procurement and Disposal Act? How did it bid and how was it awarded shareholding in the Kenya National Shipping Line? Yeah, Kenya National Shipping Line is a public facility, but it does not even own a ship. It does not have even a small vessel, even a coaster. Even what we called a tramp the other time in our video, they don't even own one. So if they lack capacity of operating, procuring, and managing vessels in highly competitive trade routes, then how will it be able to operate a terminal? And yet it's part of KPA. KPA is the management of all the ports in this country. And KPA owns the Kenya National Shipping Line. Do you see that kind of, there's some kind of confusion, a lot of confusion in the entire setup. Because the National Shipping Line is partly owned 53% by KPA. KPA is fully owned by the government. And then Kenya National Shipping Line comes to run the port. KPA, under the Act of Parliament 1970, is the one mandated to run all the ports. How does then the Kenya National Shipping Line come in? So it is quite clear that indeed National Shipping Line is coming on board specifically to bring in this private and international shipping line. This shipping line, as far as we understand, is one of the major port users. I think the second largest port user is the port of Mombasa, and therefore it can possibly run this terminal. But like I said before, a private international shipping line or a private operator comes on board, then we'll be talking of layoffs, we'll be talking about retrenchment, we'll be talking about downsizing, we'll be talking about redundancies, we'll be talking, call it any other name. It's still joblessness, loss of jobs. This will be the bottom line. There'll be loss of jobs, massive losses. And therefore, like I said before, the socio-economic effect it will have on not only on Kenyans, but even in the region, will be far, far reaching. We are appealing to all these players to bring all these matters on board and give everybody due advantage. The government must stick to the Public Procurement and Disposal Act and do an open tendering system so that everybody can get an equal chance. Somebody can get an equal opportunity to make a bid and also hope to run these terminals. These terminals are well equipped. These terminals are well funded. These terminals have got the most skilled and trained resource persons and equipment. And therefore, they have got the capacity to run even as public entity. Like I told you before, most of the best performing ports of the world are public. There's no justification whatsoever to privatize. There's simply no justification. If there's any justification or if there's any reason, maybe it will not be for the well-being of the Kenyan people. Maybe it will be for other motives that we don't understand. So in this video, being a player in this industry, we are a stakeholder. Off-dock services is involved in quite a number of off-dock services in cargo tracking, cargo movement in the port. And therefore, we are a stakeholder, and whatever happens at the port, we also have a direct impact on what should be done. So therefore, we are going to appeal to the powers that be that local entrepreneurs, local investors should also be given an equal opportunity to run these terminals. The best expertise are found locally rather than having an international operator coming in. Giving a chance to local entrepreneurs is more patriotic. They have patriotic duty to defend or to take care of the interests of this country, as opposed to foreigners who do not have any interest. The port is one of most strategic government facilities, a public facility that's very strategic, not only in the matters of logistics and supply chain, but also in security matters. It's just a border control area. It's an entry point, not only to Kenya alone, but also to the region that serves the port. And therefore, getting local investors to take part in the running of these ports would give patriotism the biggest advantage, and also protect the interests of our country. So in this video, I would request that those who have not subscribed, please subscribe, touch on the notification bell, click on the like, and also share, so that you can get a bigger coverage of membership from all over. Also make a comments on the comment places below. Criticize if it's necessary, so that from your criticism, we'll be able to make our points much more clearer. Give us the challenge that you think we might have not presented or misrepresented the best information. So please subscribe on our channel. It's a new channel that just started recently, and we hope to cover quite a number of audience, and also pass information for all those people who are interested in the port of Mombasa, the port of Lamu, and also the other ports. We'll be discussing also all the way to the port of Kisumu, the port of Shimoni, and be able to give a clear picture of what goes on there. So thank you very much. Thank you, and hope we meet during the next video. Thank you.